We're going to create a cut for our part to create the feature here where the cutout is. So I'll navigate to the bottom side, which I'll hold here. I can either select here, this face, or I can select the bottom view in from the pull-down menu. And now we're looking at the bottom of the part. You should note that it only works as the bottom if you designed on the front plane. So if I designed on the front plane with the extrusion coming out towards me, then the bottom is the shorter side of the volume itself. One way to create an angled cut is to create a line here from one vertex to the opposite side, and then we'll specify the angle. To do this, first we'll need to sketch a line. So we'll switch back to the sketch tool set, and then I will select the line tool, which is directly above the center rectangle tool you used to create your initial sketch. It'll ask us a planar face. We want to sketch on this, should be the only face visible. And we'll start in the top left corner, and if you hover over the top left corner, you should see it appear orange. Single left click, and the line will continue from this point. And if you continue to draw the line over to the opposite side, you'll see the opposite side highlight orange. We will click here to set the point. You can practice setting the line yourself. Note that when you single click on the opposite side, the line continues so that you can continue setting joints and vertexes, and we could create this until we close the shape. Now I'll hit the Control Z button, or up top the Edit Undo button, the Control Z button on the keyboard, until we get back to this point to undo segments. The proper way to end it with in the line with one segment is to select the vertex, and then we'll single click, and the line will continue. But to stop the line here, we'll go back and double click our vertex, and the line will be, you'll see a single line here. We could have used several different measurements to determine how long this line is, or the size of this cut here. What we'll use is the angle. We need a 45-degree angle created between these two lines, which would also be a 45-degree angle created between our line and the vertical line here. So we'll set a smart dimension by clicking on the line that we just drew, and you'll see the line begin to extend. And then if we click on this vertical line here, you'll see the angle pop up. And right now, currently, it's showing in this video as 42. You may see it slightly different depending on how you drew this line over here. We'll set the dimension, and then we'll double click to set a 45-degree dimension. And so now this line is at 45 degrees. We're able to set 45 degrees here between this part that we're going to cut out, because we know the full dimension is 90. We'll accept the smart dimension and accept the sketch, and you'll see our new sketch made. Let's save the part. And with our line created, we'll highlight the sketch in the Feature Manager design tree. I'll select the Features toolbar, and then this time, instead of Extruded Small Space, we'll select Extruded Cut. I can navigate while the tool is active, and if I navigate this way, you'll see that our extruded cut is set through the entire model. You'll see through all selected here. And if we accept this extruded cut, the cut's made, and we now have a 45-degree angle cut placed here. Now, the final thing we want to look at in this section is naming in the Property Manager. The final thing we want to look at here is naming in the design tree. See, by default, they're named by the type of feature or sketch and the number that they were created. If you had to redo any of these sketches or stopped and then restarted, you may see your numbers may appear different, but when we highlight, here's my original sketch, here's the extrusion created on that sketch, here's the second line sketch that you see highlight orange in the display, and then the extrusion created that, which is off of that, which is the cut. So we'll want to rename these features so that we can properly maintain which feature is which, and then saving for when we allow future users to look at this, if they can see our design process. So if we right click the first sketch that we made, you may have to expand the tree here. You can see the feature property manager. We'll name this to base rectangle. Then you'll see the name here changed to base rectangle. We'll repeat this process to rename the other features as base shape for the first extrusion. For our line, we'll rename that to cut reference line. Depending on your preference, you can leave spaces, as we've done in base shape and cut reference line, or you can use camel case and leave no spaces. And the final shape we'll name to external cut. This is our final extrusion set of the cut reference line. And then save our part. Now we see the initial shape made for the clamp side template. The next sections we'll talk about cutting holes into the part and then assembling the part.